What's up, guys? Back again with another week of Hit the Books here. Just finished up the March Madness finals, so we got a lot to dive into with the NBA and NHL heading towards playoffs and the MLB in full swing. A little bit of NFL offseason in the Masters starting tomorrow as well. Just Mackie and I here this week. The two Yinzers out of town, but we're gonna hold it down for you. And looking forward to getting into some sports. Mackie, how you feeling today?
Yeah, obviously, we had a great Final Four last weekend. Lots to talk about there. Florida obviously coming out on top in that one. Probably one of the best national championship games since probably 2016 when Villanova hit that game winner. But other than that, NFL and NHL or NBA NHL playoffs, um, getting right around the corner. So there's good pushes over there, and then obviously MLB is in full swing. So other than that, not much going on.
Yeah, and you're talking about the NHL there. Not too many headlines there, but it's just kind of getting to that point in the season where teams are starting to make the push for the playoffs. We know who's locked into those top spots, or at least competing for the top three in their individual division. We kind of know who's going to be there in the conference. That Eastern playoff race was pretty crazy the last few weeks leading up to it. Maybe the last couple of months, but now it's kind of slowed down. Like you like to say, everybody likes to lose there. So now we see the Canadians occupying that final spot alongside the Ottawa Senators in the East. Then the West, we only had a few teams really fighting for it, so they're sitting there too. But jockeying for some playoff position, I know the Blues looking to move ahead of those Edmonton Oilers potentially. A couple of other teams out there fighting in the mix. So, what are your thoughts on the NHL right here? I'll get into our power rankings here in a bit. But what are you thinking now with the season really coming to an end, getting ready for playoff time?
Yeah, we had a great Eastern wild card push, I guess you could say, between those last like 4 or 5 teams with like the Islanders, Jackets, Red Wings, Rangers, Canadians. But like I said about 2 weeks ago, everybody wanted to lose, and then the Canadians wanted to win. So they went on like a 5 game winning streak. They won 6 in a row now at this point. They just find ways to win games left and right. They were entering a third period, 2 straight games. They were down 1-0 and 2-0, I think, and they just ended up tying the game up, winning in overtime, or just winning in regulation. They want it more than everybody else. They're pretty much locked into that spot now with 8 points in hand with 4 to go. So looks like we're going to see Canadians in the playoffs this year for that final wild card spot.
Yeah, that's kinda crazy to think about. I mean, nobody really saw them coming out of anywhere. I was
No,
very high on them with Marty St. Louis behind the bench. I was happy he could jumpstart Cole Caulfield. Been a fan of his since he's been with the American juniors team, I think, played in college too. I just like the way that he plays hockey, and I wish he was on a different team so I could root for him a bit more. But he got the best out of Caulfield. They brought in Lane Hudson, who's could push for a Norris or a Calder,
he's been
right?
unreal.
I mean, he has over 60 assists. I think it's the first time in Canadians history, at least the first time in a while that's been done. But when you watch him play too, he just weaves through everybody. Him and his brother coming up soon, then a third brother too. They can all skate better than most in the league.
Yeah, it's a real athletic family. First time in I think since we could find that all 3 of our teams didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's kind of
It was
crazy.
Rangers, Penguins, so that's pretty brutal. I mean, Rangers obviously had their chance and just couldn't win games down the stretch. Team's not built for it this year.
Yeah, they're kind of knocked out of it now. That's a tough scene, and that's crazy to think. I mean, they've fallen. The mighty have fallen because they were ahead of that Metro division. We were like, who's going to catch them for years to come? So young. I think they just got to have a different season. Maybe find a new bench boss. Obviously, he lost the bench there at the end. I saw he didn't even go
Yeah,
into the
big
locker
time.
room after the games. You
Yeah.
guys have had a revolving door on the bench, so maybe I don't know who it's going to be. My Bruins in the same boat. We're linked to Tortorella. I'm like, no, I hope not. So I'm eager to see who we both end up bringing in two big markets. I bet you at least one of us finds a good coach, but judging
We,
that
you
what is
you
it?
you talked all season about how the Capitals are first round exit. They're
Yeah.
gonna get that 1 seed. They're probably gonna get the Canadians. What do you think of that first round
I
matchup?
like the Canadians, and you know what's
Come
crazy?
on.
I was you cut me off there, but I was about to jump back into this Canadians team. You know what's gonna hold them back is the goaltending. I think the Caps should take them in the first round, but the goal scoring power is unmatched. Slavkovsky jumping back up to the scene, Suzuki. Their lineup is a lot deeper than you think. Liney's out there in the mix. And then, oh, they're getting their top one of their top picks. Ivan Demidov is coming over to play for them in the playoffs too. So we get to see that. Leaving his league, they granted his release. Nobody thought he was coming this year, and then now he gets to come for a playoff push. I'm pretty
You think he'll have serious immediate impact? Or I mean, it's hard to.
offensively, he was what, the 4th, 3rd overall pick?
Yeah, but it's hard to go from a different league like that and just hop in with a team that you've never played with before and have immediate impact, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that depth and where he's gonna play with the playmakers on that team, guys like Matheson stepping up on the back end too, but they have a lot of skill, those Montreal Canadiens, and I'm eager to see how he fits in with them. Do you think we see him on the power play? Probably not. They got 4 games here left to at least get him up to speed.
Is he
Um
playing in his last 4 games?
I'm not positive. I know he's on his way over, maybe the last 3 or something like that. But look, listen to some of these names up front. I mean, these are good forward groups, and they've been going off lately. You got Suzuki and Caulfield, obviously. They got Slavkovsky, Brendan Gallagher, Jake Evans, Patrick Laine, Josh Anderson lower in that lineup. They still got Kirby Doc and Alex Newhook. But bringing over Demidov is going to be huge. And like I said, I don't think Dobes. I wonder if he gets the start. Is it going to be Dobes? Is it going to be the other
Mark
guy?
Paul.
Yeah, I don't like him very much. But I don't know what they do there. But like you said, they're running into the heater that is the Washington Capitals. Alexander Ovechkin broke the 895th goal. I can't believe we didn't start our podcast with that. But I guess as neither of us being Capitals faithfuls, I mean, I've been repping the grade 8 my whole life. My brother's a Crosby guy, so I had to lean into Ovechkin. But what did you think about that? I mean, I it happened
I
so
will
quickly.
say,
It happened
I
so quickly.
I said 2 weeks ago, I don't think he's gonna do it this year, and then, once I said that, I think he scored every single game after that. It's just he scored 1 a game, at least 1 a game. He scored 2 in the game before he broke it. When he tied it, he scored 2. Um, it was
I knew
crazy,
he wasn't playing
crazy.
another season in the NHL. This is the
You think
story.
he's done?
Yeah, this
I
is the
mean, dude, he's
story.
got 42 goals. He might as well just keep playing.
Yeah, because 'cause he's been that good and the team's getting great now, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
gonna
not
get
like he's,
even
like,
better.
lacking.
Oh, I can't wait until they get their Hudson in the mix too. I mean, is he gonna be back in the playoffs? Imagine a little jolt into the arm. It's like, "No, we got our Hudson too." Um, but they got Leonard playing his first game. I saw him shaking Gretzky's hands too. But Ovechkin, man, I mean, he's just been snapping it off. 40 plus in a broken leg season, 895. He almost had the hat trick. Like, kudos to him for not taking that empty netter and then doing it in the first like 5 minutes of that game against the Islanders and that stadium going nuts. Um, just everybody congratulating them. Best goal scorer of all time. Kinda nice that we got to see his full career.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Good for him, though. Gotta be happy for the guy. And he
Better
did
than
it he
Crosby?
he did it right in his office. No, not better than Crosby. Best goal scorer of all time, not better than
Yeah.
Crosby.
You know what another stat is that I love to look at too? He's like 4th all time in career hits, so if he does stay in the league, like you said, because he is playing great hockey,
Is
I
he
mean,
close to 1, or is it just, like, a
I
massive
don't think
gap?
he's that far off. I think he's pretty close because 'cause that'd be a kind of a cool stat to add to your
To
resume
have the
as
most
well.
goals and most hits o in hi
Yeah, you're
NHL
just
history?
the most, like,
That's just some
nail gun
hard-nosed
player of all
hockey.
time. It's most hits baseball. Let me check this real
Well,
quick.
looking forward to that, first round matchup between Caps Canadians. I think Caps are running into a gauntlet, but, I mean, I this Caps team just finds ways to win, and especially against a lower level team like the Canadiens. I know they're not really playing like it, but they're definitely not like a top. I don't think they're a top 10 team in the league still. I'm gonna say Caps in 5, Caps in 6 most.
Yeah, we'll see as it gets there. I mean, everybody obviously wants to get them. What I think is more interesting is the East, the playoff race in the Atlantic. You have the Panthers sitting everybody on long time term IR till the playoffs. Maybe they want to move out of that
Panthers are
seat.
gonna get that 3 seed though.
No, a lot of people are saying that they could drop below the Ottawa on purpose so they get Toronto in the first round and then they get to play Tampa in the second round.
It would be tough. It would be tough to drop that low.
But
It
that's what if
they
you
have
seen
4
Biz on TNT is all worried about that.
they
Those
have
Leafs
4 I
fans
I
don't want to
actually
see them.
did see that, I did see that, but they have 4 points with 4 games. 4 points in hand with 4 games.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I still think these Ottawa Senators are a good team too,
Yeah, I mean, I
regardless.
wouldn't count them out either.
Linus Olmark in the net, you get Brady Chuck fully healthy, that'll be nice
They
too, and
have
then
that nice top 6 over there. They have a great defensive core, and they obviously have Olmark and Net who can get the job done, so they don't really lack anything. It might be depth if anything,
yeah, I
but
think maybe depth on the back end, but they have guys like Sanderson stepping up. They moved on from Chychrun, right? Chabot was always supposed to be the guy, but it's Sanderson who stepped up. And then the depth they have your buddy out there from New York, Shane Pinto, playing on about second or third line minutes, middle six to say the last. He's a great player in that middle six. He puts the puck in that.
he
They have Timmy
produces. He
Timmy
produces.
Stützle. They brought in Dylan Cousins, which I really liked. Brady Kachuk. I know they moved Josh Norris, but I liked him as well. But they have a lot of good pieces up there in Ottawa. I think they could make the run. And then my pick is still the Tampa Bay Lightning, though. And notice
To
how we're
to
not.
come out of the East.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I picked them to win to go to the cup a while ago. Could they win another one? I don't know, but think about those Lightning teams that won it all. It's crazy to think about the talent they have. You have Vasilevsky in the net, right? So that's already the big thing. But you have Kucherov, Point, Gensel. How'd they get Gensel? The fact that the Penguins let him go and the Hurricanes couldn't retain him, which isn't a surprise. They can't
Hurricanes were
retain
never
anybody.
retaining
They can't
him.
retain anybody. The
No.
fact that the Penguins let him go and he's the third best player on the team, right behind Point and Kucherov, in my opinion.
Hagel.
Yeah,
Well, in
Hegel's
points wise, he's 4th.
Hagel, yeah, Sorelli, Bjorkstrand, Gord, like, this list goes on and on. That's a very talented roster. Who do you think in the East can hang with them? People like to talk about the hard-nosed
They get
hockey at
that
the
first round matchup with the Panthers, they could be first round
Oh, I
ba
know, but
exits.
people like to talk about that hard-nosed hockey that Sam Bennett likes to play, that Brad Marchand likes to play, and Matthew Tkachuk. I think that's one team that will go toe-to-toe with them. They have the skill, the energy, the size, the coaching. Imagine a John Cooper versus Paul Maurice playoff series in the Battle of Florida. I think Bobrovsky's past his time. I do not think Andrei Vasilevsky is, so give me the Lightning in that series. Yeah, it could go 6 or 7, it could go deep, but I think coming off of a banged up end of the season, this Panthers team isn't
See,
once
but I
what it
mean, we've
was.
seen the LTIR thing work
Yeah,
so
but
many
I don't
times.
know.
It's never not worked,
Losing
honestly.
Ekblad and Montour, essentially they lost their top 2 right defensemen from the last Stanley Cup run, and now you have Seth Jones playing big minutes, and I know that's a great replacement, it was a good trade piece, but I don't know about you, throughout his whole career, he has always been overrated
Yeah,
and gets
agreed.
exposed so often, always
Agreed.
supposed to be one of these best players, but we can't knock them because he wasn't their ideal right defenseman one, right? Like, they did have
He
Ekblad,
should be the 3rd.
yeah, right, that'd be nice, Montour's out the door, but, it's a good piece to have, him, Forsling, I think that those Lightning players can take it to him, though. Give me the Lightning in 6, that's gonna be the most electrifying
Crazy,
series.
crazy.
What do you have, the defending champions?
I mean, assuming that's the matchup, yeah, I'll go Panthers in 7.
Yeah, in 7, see, that's you know it's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
go
a
7, you know that series is going 7. There's not a
I don't know, though,
I don't think there's a scenario where it doesn't.
if they start slow, though, all these guys coming off the LTIR, that's the one thing that we do always realize is you have to be able to overcome, like, maybe that first series, the first couple games, even that first game definitely with so much staleness in the lineup. I just think that this Lightning team's a handful. The amount of guys that can put points up at any given moment, it's a great matchup too, because we talk about those star-studded names, but even when you go through the lineup, you have Luis Derainen and Lundell versus Sorelli, Gord or Hagel, someone like that. That's a good matchup too. So there's talent and skill throughout, speed, toughness. That one's great. But let's look at the West a little bit too. Jim Montgomery really got those St. Louis Blues fired up. They made some great sheet offers in the offseason, bringing in Holloway and Broberg. And that I know Holloway's hurt now for a couple weeks too, which is tough to see. But that team's gearing up for the playoff run too. It's crazy to see them there. The Oilers not as high as I'd expect. I think they're obviously still a little banged up too heading
Yeah,
into the
McDavid's been
playoffs.
out,
Yeah,
Draisaitl missed his
Dresa's
time.
out. Yeah, I mean, are they gonna be fully healthy for playoffs? Is this the year the Kings finally
I
go
mean, yeah,
further
that's
than
the thing,
them?
we get Kings Oilers again, you know who's gonna win that series.
You would think, but this is the best Kings team we've seen in a while. I don't know if you saw that goal by Quentin Byfield the other night.
Oh,
That
it's
was
ridiculous, yeah.
ridiculous. He's kind of coming into
Kings
his
can't
own.
play on the road, though. I mean, I know they're gonna have home field, they're gonna get 4 out of 7 at home, but
Yeah.
and they're unbelievable at home. I think they're like 25, 4, and 4 at home. So they get the job done at home, but when they're on the road, they might even have a losing record. They're just 2 completely different teams, but,
Their
Oilers
youth
still
is coming about now though, that Kings team. They're getting a little bit better. That's the
you
only
gotta
thing.
I just can't see McDavid going out first
Isn't
round.
it crazy though? Yeah, I agree with you. I'll take the Oilers there, but this is the scariest year it could be. I mean, banged up Oilers who haven't really changed anything. They're still the same old Oilers with no defense, no goaltending. They're going up against the toughest LA Kings team they've seen since they've had these recent matchups, in my opinion. So it's going to be a better series at least, if anything.
Yeah, and obviously, that last wild card is looking pretty tight with the Wild 4 points on the Flames with, 1 last game to be played. They still have a matchup against each other, so that one's gonna be huge as well, but, you think the Wild maintain that last wild card spot?
I feel like they do it for Flower. The fact that they already have the edge helps too. Do I think they're a better team than the Flames? I honestly don't. I think Dustin Wolf's the better goaltender. I think they have some better scoring, but they're just young too. They just called up one of their top picks. Calgary did as well, so he'll be making his debut, trying to make an impact. They have a nice game tonight that they should go on to win against the Ducks, I believe. Um, the Wild are also
Yeah.
playing tonight too,
Mhm.
so I think both those teams
Both
could
teams should get the wins
should get the
tonight.
win tonight. Yeah, so that's why I think the Wild outlast them, but that team, they put together a great roster. I didn't think they did too much at the deadline, but we'll see what they can do. I don't think they'll make any noise in the playoffs, but I think they deserve to get in after the year that they've had.
Yeah, nice
The
push down there too.
the big
Um,
dogs in the West too. I mean, they're already there. Do we even have to say much more?
yeah, we don't talk about
Jets,
them, we've already
show
said
us
enough.
anything in the playoffs. The Vegas Golden
Jets are
Knights.
gonna get that President's Trophy curse.
Vegas Golden Knights are the scariest team in the West. The Avalanche are the best team in the West, and the Stars are the most loaded team in the West. How
Yeah,
do you
the
like that
Stars are
take?
gonna do what they did exactly last night is blow a 3-goal
Oh,
lead
yeah, that
in
was brutal.
less than a minute.
They do get a couple of jolts into their lineup, though. I think Sagan comes off the long-term IR. There's another guy too. I can't think of who it is off the top of my head. Oh, potentially Heiskanen in the second round too, if you can get there. So we'll see. Everybody's playing the game now, but that Vegas team, I think they're the most dangerous team though. Like you don't want to play them,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
agreed.
They could definitely win.
What the West is tough.
And then obviously the Avs, the
Yeah.
Nate Dogg and Makar, you can never count them out. So that's going to be fun hockey to watch out west. I expect a lot of goals there. In the East, I think it's going to be ruthless. A lot of battles throughout, low
Good
scoring
playoffs
games.
this year.
Yeah,
Good real
good,
good playoffs.
pretty competitive. So who are your teams? I'm still backing Stars to win it all, and I got the Lightning to come out of the
I I
East.
I can't get out of the East, I can't, I don't even know, but I'm gonna go Avs in the West.
Just the the Hurricanes get through the ECF. It's a good chance for them.
It's their best chance. It's their best chance since they've been a go like, since
Yeah, since they've been a powerhouse.
yeah.
I think they
Yeah,
at least get through the Metro.
yeah, but then they're gonna run into I mean, the Atlantic is just absolutely unbelievable this year.
Yeah, I agree. But you only have to play one of them, which is nice when it gets on stretch. But it'll be fun to watch.
I hope
Um,
the Leafs get there, but I mean, that's just not even realistic, so
Yeah, another team just like the Stars, just like the Hurricanes, just like the Jets. There's
yeah,
2 teams
I
on
can't
2
say the
great teams on
Stars.
each team, on each side. Stars, Leafs, or Stars and Jets, and then Leafs and Canes. I mean, it's just year in and year out. You have great roster. You have everything you need. I don't know if the Leafs have everything they need, but
Yeah, I'm gonna
the
go Canes, Avs.
and you have the Avs to win it.
Avs win the
Yeah.
cup.
I had the Stars grab one for the first time in a while, but that'll be fun. Then let's jump over to the NBA a little bit here. Also in the same spot here, very close to the playoffs. I believe the East playoff teams are set. The East play-in teams are set too, so the top 10 have been solidified there.
The
Meanwhile, in the
West is
West,
unbelievable right now.
unbelievably incredibly competitive with the Dallas Mavericks and Phoenix Suns fighting for that 10th seed. What about one of the top seeds in the West, the Denver Nuggets, or a playoff team to say the least, firing their head coach too, who's been with them for
They
so
cleared
long?
house.
The fact you do that right before the playoff starts, why wouldn't you let them get the run here?
Yeah, they're 3-7 in their last 10, lost 4 straight. I mean, that team's really going through something right now. I think we've seen that of their recent play. It's really just Jokic. Whenever he's not on the floor, they're absolutely brutal. They blew
Jamal
a really
Murray,
tough game
terrible
to
year.
yeah, I mean, they're sitting in the 4th spot right now, and they're tied for the 7th seed. I mean, all these teams are so close. You could see them playing in the play-in by next week, and,
You could also see them playing in the Western Conference Finals.
I don't think so. I
When
don't
you
think
have
they have it
Nikola
this year.
Jokic on your team, though, I really think you can never count them out. I think they could still take the Lakers or the Warriors in a series, even though
No
I
way,
would.
not the Warriors. No way.
Why
No
you think
chance.
this is the Warriors' year with Curry?
No, I don't think a team like that could beat them. I think if they're gonna get beat, it's gonna be by
The
the Thunder.
Grizzlies, the
But no,
Clippers, the
I really think
Thunder.
it's gonna be the Thunder. Thunder are probably the only team that can beat the Warriors.
Wow, that's crazy. Oh, I thought you were talking about who the Nuggets beat in the first round. That's what I'm saying though. I would take the Warriors in that series any day. I'd probably take the Lakers too. But with Nikola Jokic on the floor, that's one of the scariest opponents that you can have, and he can win a series in himself, in my opinion.
Yeah. I just
Imagine
it's
you
just a
game one of
tough
these top
West,
seeds
man.
and they slip to a play-in seed, and you're like, "Oh, good, we got the one or the two. We get a play-in team." Nope,
I
you
think
get Nikola Jokic.
I think the Thunder would beat them in 4.
Oh, I don't know if they
I'm
get
not even
swept.
dude, you gotta watch this Nuggets team right now. They're just not they
Yeah,
got nothing going for them.
I've been watching a lot of Thunder, and they play perfect basketball, so I could
Yeah,
definitely
I mean,
get behind that.
Thunder would wash the Nuggets, I think.
I'm not huge on any of the other playing teams, though, honestly. I'm not a big Timberwolves guy. I don't really see too much in them.
Clippers are
But the
playing good basketball.
Yeah, they're having fun. Did you see Kawhi Leonard went outside? He was with James Harden out in the
Yeah, I did
streets,
see
so
that.
maybe
I
he's
did.
feeling it a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I like Zubac too. Cool team, but I don't know. I mean, it's a scary team when you get in the playoffs, though. Kawhi can take out your best player, and James Harden when he's on, he's on. He had a good playoff last year too.
Give me your team coming out of the West.
Coming out of the West, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna go Lakers Celtics. I feel like it's scripted. With Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Do I think the Lakers even look that good? No, and I'm scared of their depth. But with LeBron James and Luka Doncic, it's a series, right? So you just gotta win one game at a time. I think
Did
they
you see
could.
that Celtics Knicks game last night?
Oh yeah, that was insane.
Is
Jason Tatum.
Tatum hit that game
How
tying shot.
classic is that by Jason Tatum?
Dude, how do you give him the 3 point? I mean, I know it's a great move, don't get me
That
wrong,
was gross.
but let him drive, let him get the 2 points.
They yeah, how do you not know it's Jason Tatum too? He
Yeah.
doesn't drive.
No, that was a gross move, I'll give him that, but, I mean, just let him go by you at that point. You don't wanna give up the three-point shot, but
Mackey's like, "Please give us that Eastern Conference Finals because 'cause that'd be some great basketball," and I agree with you.
I I
I
I mean, we're not gonna we'll see you guys in the second round if we even get there, but
oh, yeah,
nah, we'll
because of
get
the
there.
way
We'll get there.
unless there's an upset, unless the Cavs get beat,
No, it's not reseeding.
unless the Knicks get beat.
It doesn't reseed.
Well, if the Knicks get beat, then I don't know if they can match up.
Knicks aren't gonna get beat, they always beat these teams, they just can't beat the Celtics and the Cavs.
The Celtics are a tough team, though. I mean,
I mean, yeah, I mean,
do
they're
you
gonna come
pick
out of
them
the
to go
East.
back to back?
I picked them to come out of the East. I think they could run into 2 or 3 teams that can give them a tough time in the West. I'm not gonna say they're gonna
Do you
beat
think
them.
OKC gets out of the West? The 1 seed is the year of the
I
chalk
don't.
in basketball. I know it
I
happened in
don't.
college. What about the NBA?
I don't think the OKC gets out of the West, but I think if they do, it's a really tough matchup for the Celtics. I'm gonna have to watch playoff basketball before I bet against the Celtics.
Yeah.
Um,
Are
but I
you
mean,
is Steph Curry our boy? I'm a big Curry guy too. You think they give one more run for the money? That'd be the
we can
toughest
get a
matchup
rematch
for the
of
Celtics.
2022 that'd be a
Yeah.
good series.
Tatum takes down Curry or Curry owns the Celtics. So
That would
the
be a
two
really good
narratives.
series.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, I think everybody wants to see the Lakers and Warriors move on. We're not even talking about the Rockets or the Grizzlies. I mean, they played great basketball this season too, but the veterans, the superstars, when it comes down to it in the playoffs, that's who
The
we're gonna back.
grandpas still own the West.
They do, but those young legs, they're coming, and if this regular season isn't an indication of it, I mean, it, the pillars are falling very soon. The Thunder, obviously, we know they could make a deep run because of how good they are and how deep they are.
How
But
deep they are is
the
ridiculous,
Grizzlies
yeah.
or the Rockets, can either of them make a push?
I don't
John Morant play he wins games
I don't think the Grizzlies can. I think the Rockets probably could just with
because
how
of Ime
well they've
Udoka.
won games this year. I don't see it. I think it's either gonna be the Thunder or it's gonna be one of the 2 old heads.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm excited to watch it. We'll get some more as we get closer. Once we get some better series going, we can give our full takes. We don't really see many upsets in the East. Not too much to touch on. We kind of talk about that a lot. Celtics, Knicks, with our two teams. Cavaliers having a great season. Milwaukee Bucks kind of limping in, but they're still one of the best in that conference. So it'll be fun to watch the basketball as we get going. About the same teams in the power rankings here this week. We're looking at the Celtics, the Cavs, the Thunder. Those are going to occupy your top three, not in that particular order. I think right here we're sitting at maybe the Rockets and the Warriors in our top five this week.
I'd
Um,
probably put the Warriors at the 5. Yeah, I don't think we sent any, but I've put the Knicks at the 5. I don't know if I
the
mean,
Warriors, since they
Knicks are
got
playing
Jimmy
great
Butler,
ball
have been a
too.
great team. They've been a
Dude,
great
they're
team.
like 19 and 4 since
Yeah, so
acquiring Jimmy
you can't
Butler.
really leave them out. And if you and I don't, maybe right now the Rockets or Grizzlies could be up there, but who's your fifth best team in the league right now? Is it the Knicks, or do you think it's another guy from the West? Is it the
I'd put
Lakers?
Warriors 4, Knicks 5.
Knicks over the Lakers?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I'd
Okay.
go Rockets over the Lakers too.
No, I know, but I'm saying right
Like
now
you're
in the power rankings, but I'm saying overall though, best teams in the NBA right now off if like come playoff time, if
Yeah,
you
I'm
were
going
power ranking,
Knicks over Lakers for
and then
sure.
Lakers is six though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they're right around that mix too. Knicks have a better team, but like I said, LeBron James and Luka Doncic together, that's just craziness to me. And the fact that they have it, they could make a push no matter what. I mean, LeBron's only got so many more left in my opinion too. Saw him go down a couple of times in the game the other day, but he bounced right back. But we'll see. NBA, NHL in full swing, just around the corner from the playoffs. But meanwhile, we did just have the college basketball championship. The Final Four took place, and then the finals. It was all chalk all the way throughout. Mackie, give us a little rundown on those games. I know everybody probably watched it, but what do you think? Some reactions there, and the Florida Gators taking home the 2025 national
Yeah, I
championship.
mean, like we said, it is chalk, but I mean, that was definitely the best Final Four I've seen in recent history. That was ridiculous game between Auburn and Florida in game 1. Auburn had an 8-point lead at half. Looked like it was all Auburn, and Walter Clayton did his thing. Auburn couldn't hit a shot. It was just Florida to swing the momentum like it was nothing. Ended up winning by 6, I think, in that game. Second half was just a completely different game. And then obviously that second game, it was Duke Houston. Um, I don't think Houston had any business winning that game. Duke hit 1 field goal in the final 10 and a half minutes. Duke, I think, was the better team. Duke
Oh
was the
yeah,
best team in the country.
choke.
They choked, and that's the definition of choking, and Houston played their game. Houston did what they do best. They played
Isn't
incredible
that the
defense,
story with
turned the
college
ball
sports
over.
though? the
Yes.
guys that the 18-year-old superstars like to choke, and the guys who've been playing in college for a while, well coached, are ready to win that game.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's what it came down to. It came down to the vets getting the job done, playing their style of ball, turning the ball over, playing lockdown defense, and getting buckets, and that's exactly what Houston did the final 10 minutes. And then championship game, Florida, Houston.
Kinda
I
ugly to
have
start.
I I have some things to say about this game. I think, um, great first half. Houston won the first half by 3. Whistles were not
Sloppy, kinda sloppy first half, right?
very, very sloppy, a lot of nerves going. You expect that in a national
Good
championship game,
defenses too.
especially 10 starters who have never played a national championship game, except for LJ Cryer, actually. He played with Baylor, but, um, most of these guys have never been playing on the stage, and it was very sloppy in the first half, but the refs let them play. Come out in the second half, Houston had a point where they had three fouls in 9 seconds. Florida had 7 fouls in the first 5 minutes of the half. Like, refs just completely changed the game. They completely took over the pace of the game. Um, and I think it definitely didn't help Houston. I think it helped Florida, if anything. But Florida went on their runs, came down to the final 2 minutes, like we said it was going to the entire time. And Florida did what they do best, and they ended up winning that game. But incredible Final Four, incredible 3 games.
It's kinda like that Houston luck ran out, their magic. They had that win earlier in the season. Who was over Kansas or,
I
um
just think that Florida's luck didn't run out. I think if
yeah,
they did
that's what
what
'cause
they
no, but Houston was in that exact spot before where, like, that last 30
Right.
seconds of craziness in
Yeah.
a very impactful game. They had done it in the Final Four. Can they do it again? No. Florida just showed up, and what was it? Johnny Broome didn't have a great second half either. I don't even know if you say his name, but he had a great tournament. As a casual follower, I was like, "Wow, that guy's really good," and then he just didn't show up when it mattered.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, Florida just did what they do best. I mean, they got the job done. They were down 12 with 15 minutes left. Cut the lead to 5. They cut it down to 2. Went back up to like 10 at one point, and rest is history.
Did Clayton raise that draft stock a little bit? I know we were talking about not any either of those teams having a top bona fide stud going into the draft, but they have some
Yeah.
guys that will be drafted.
I think
Wait,
he'll be top 15. He might be a lottery pick. I think lottery's top 14. So
is he Dante DiVincenzo run up the board there? Like, I just won the national
could be.
championship.
He could
Let
be,
me
but
get a
he did
nice.
shit the bed in the national championship. He didn't have a point until
Yeah,
10 minutes left in the second half. So the
that's
clutch gene, I
crazy.
wouldn't, or the big time gene wasn't really there, but I guess he did have a lot of points down the stretch, so good for him. But
And then I saw you already sent through another transfer there to Houston after losing. They restocked their talent pool a little bit more.
yeah,
How
Pop
many more
Isaac,
moves are we gonna see coming soon? Like, it's crazy with the NIL deals.
that's college basketball. You're gonna see completely different rosters next year. It's just the way it goes nowadays. Whoever's offering the most money, guys are gonna go get it. But Pop
Kind
Isaac's
of.
from Creighton, didn't play last season, transfers to Houston. He was one of the top recruits, so
We'll
um,
see.
great for Kelvin Sampson. Yeah,
Yeah, one thing I brought to you and Huff, and you guys as college basketball loyalists, you're gonna be like, no, no, no. But for all the chalk going there makes it one of the less hyped up, less talked about, less viewed, in my opinion, national championship. No team to really back. There wasn't like that Cinderella story, the feel good story. There was no favorite, even with Duke getting knocked out in the Final Four. I feel like there would have been more hype if Duke ended up going to that game. But nobody that America was really backing. So I know it's been like what 15, 20 years since we've had all chalk in the Final Four, but we'll see if this trend continues because if the NIL deals really keep swaying only those top seeds, will this impact the March Madness tournament? But I think next year I'll get back to normal. We'll see some crazier upsets.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, it was 1 year of chalk. I wouldn't overreact.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's when NIL came in, but there's still gonna be upsets, and obviously it sucks for, like, the first few rounds, everyone wants to see those upsets, but
Mm.
when you get down to the grittiness of it, the Elite 8 and on, these are the best teams going at it for a national championship, so, I mean, it's incredible basketball.
It's like the college football playoffs where everybody that's there should be there. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see as that goes on. NCAA, great year. You guys had a great year on the books too, crushing the unit. So Mackey dropping his final bet of the year, but that's all right. I think he missed the 3U, and
I
the
kept
Final
it
Four weekend
I
was not
did,
friendly
I
to
did.
Michael Moore.
Auburn, dude, an 8-point lead at half. First 3-unit loss of the season, but, 6-1, I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's way to be. I love tailing those picks blindly, and then throwing on the game and be like, "Hey, that cash." But let's get over to our other league that's really in its full swing. I've been watching a ton of it here. The Major League Baseball is in full effect. Do you have our power rankings up, Mackie? Can you pull those up real quick? But while you do, I'm just excited that it's back. The day baseball just taking place. A lot of guys healthy. Now we're starting to see a little bit more people hit the injured list this past week, the past couple days. My boy Matty McLean getting thrown on there. Hate to see that, but it's in full swing. My Red Sox are playing competitive baseball. Your Mets are too, even though they got blanked today when we took them on the card. Bunch of losers. Um, great outing by Max Meyer though. But on the other hand, it's just really in big swing. But get those rankings, Mackie. Let us know what we're looking at here this week after some baseball's already been played.
Yeah, NL West loaded. We have the San Francisco Giants coming in at 5, San Diego Padres at 4, the Yankees coming in at 3, Philadelphia Phillies at 2, and the Los Angeles Dodgers coming in at 1, who just lost the series to the Washington Nationals, by the way.
The Nationals look like a great baseball team. I don't know if you've been watching them. Mackenzie Gore's been pitching well. Their bats have been on fire. Oh, and that name, James Wood, who's batting third or fourth every night on that team. The young guy down there is hitting the baseball well. He is raking. Had 2 home runs yesterday, and he's just pushing that team forward. Dylan Cruz starting to heat up too. Watch out. Washington Nationals. Is the NL East going to get even tighter with another team thrown into the mix? You already got the Braves, who are starting to get a little bit healthier. Sean Murphy back in the mix now. Strider and Acuna coming around the corner too. You have your Mets playing great baseball. Welcome to the scene, Juan Soto. Pitching staff figuring it out piecemeal. They're not that good, but they're getting the job done. But you guys can hit the ball well, so it doesn't matter. And then the Philadelphia Phillies are really strong as well. None of those teams I think made our power rankings, which is crazy. But
Phillies.
yeah, I think the Phillies and Mets are top 5 team in baseball, at least right around it. They were gonna be there the whole year.
Mets will get
Yankees
there. Like I
yeah,
said, they'll
Yankees
be
been
there.
slow with the brutal series, so our rankings will fluctuate throughout. You'll probably see the Dodgers up there a lot, but throughout the season, listeners, be wary. It's gonna fluctuate based on that given time and who's hot, who's not. You get some of the new people in the mix, but those teams that are always gonna be a top 5 team in baseball, I'm gonna say the Dodgers. I think you can I was gonna say you could put the Yankees in there, but they have some
They'll be
worries.
there. They'll be there the entire season.
Yeah, I think so, but do you think they're as bona fide as the Dodgers, or do you think they're
No,
right
well, of
around
course
that
not. The
5
Dodgers
mix?
Dodgers are the
Is
Dodgers,
there
but
anybody as bona fide as the Dodgers that's gonna be in our list every week throughout the year?
you could see,
The
uh
Padres?
you could see another team in there throughout the year, but the Dodgers can almost
Every week,
positively
it's
be in there every single week.
yeah, and they dropped 2 in a row, and they had minor league pitchers coming out to pitch yesterday, so I wouldn't overreact. Robleski and Knack, we know Ohtani and Kershaw are right around the corner. But, back to the rest of these teams here, the NL East is super strong. Like I said, the Yankees with those torpedo bats, a bunch of people throughout the league jumping onto the wave, looking really good. My Red Sox are hanging around. I think they're a game above 500, so they're right there in the mix. A weird one is the Orioles, though. They haven't stepped up at all. I think they're gonna turn it on at some point, maybe, I don't know, but
Diamondbacks up 7-0 right now.
oh, I love that team. You know who's been playing great baseball? Corbin Carroll, home run on back-to-back days. I took that one off the card yesterday, plus 500. He ended up hitting one out. But we figured that that team would be good. The NL West is gonna be a dogfight. I remember last week or 2 weeks ago, I was talking to you guys. I was like, "Do you think anybody can push the Dodgers for the West?" You're like, "No, they're minus whatever," or for the NL. I was like, "This Padres and, Diamondbacks team is good." Now we get the Giants right there too. So we can't overreact yet, but that division is gonna be potentially the best in baseball. I know your NL East is pegged to be, but
It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
go
one or
with
the other.
NL West is a scary one. The San Diego Padres, just that lineup, it's stacked on both sides of the ball. I've been watching some baseball. I don't know about you, but watching at the Rays Stadium or the Athletic Stadium, Sacramento, and then
I haven't watched it yet.
wherever they're playing in Tampa Bay in Florida. I mean, there it looks brutal on the TV. It's hilarious. There's a bunch of home runs every time. And the visiting teams probably just go in there and have a great time because they're like, "What the hell is this? It's not the MLB." But it's funny to watch. I think the Royals are a fun one. The Tigers have looked great. They're taking it to the Yankees in this series. That was my AL Central pick. And then the Cincinnati Reds, they're so as well. Any surprises to you though that we've been starting with? My boy Otani just going off every night.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the Braves being 2-8 is surprising, but, I think
Started
they'll pick it
Acuna
up. They obviously had Dodgers, Padres first 2 series. Obviously, not the ideal start to a season. You'd
and
think
now
they would win.
Phillies.
What'd you say? Yeah, but
Yeah,
they're doing alright against the Phillies.
yeah.
They
Nothing
won their
easy
first
though.
game. They have a good matchup tonight as well, but, I wouldn't stress if I was Braves fans just yet. It's
Houston
10 games into
Astros,
the
that's
season.
another one we gotta look into. Do they have to stress? They're still at 500.
Look at the
The Athlete
Angels, 7-3 too.
Yeah, I
Good
mean,
start
that's
for
fake.
them.
They've been playing the bad teams. I saw Kenley Jansen almost blow a save to the Tampa Bay Rays yesterday. But, another one that's been fun to watch, we kind of expect them to be a little bit more fun to watch this year, is those Athletics. I mean, they're gonna be good. They have a lot of young talent. Once they get to Vegas, they're gonna be good. These next 2 years, they're just gonna get by and develop. they have enough talent to be like a powerhouse team immediately once they get down there. Seattle Mariners kind of surprising to me, but they still can't hit the baseball, and they're still without George Kirby. So we'll see as it keeps going. We're gonna have some more updates, but it's been great to watch so far. I love watching it day in and day out, getting a lot of plays out there for you guys. But that's, I believe, all we have. Unless Mac, you want to touch on the Masters a little bit. I'm not too knowledgeable in that, but I'm definitely excited to watch it. Nice 4-day event, especially during work.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't really have much to say about the Masters. I
I'll
just,
tell you who Huff is backing. He's backing a Berg,
Scotty Sch
Aberg.
oh, yeah, Ludwig Aberg, yeah, that's Huff's
So that's a nice
pick over
long
there.
shot for you. I took Scotty Scheffler, obviously you got to, the favorite. And then I think I took one more. Who was it? It wasn't Mark. Was it Morikawa? Nah, I
Could
don't
be.
know.
20 Finau good odds as well.
I think it might have been Morikawa, but
You guys
definitely
to look
not
out for.
Rory. Do not joke yourself into betting on Rory or Bryson. They're not taking
Yeah,
it
it's
home.
not his year. Don't
Yeah.
try to convince yourself it is.
Yeah, they always say that. But, yeah, we'll see. I got, yeah, Morikawa, Berg, and Scheffler. So not too much on it. There's a great UFC card this weekend, though. I don't know if you ever tune into that, but
Nope.
Volkanovski's going up against Diego Lopes, and that's going to be a good one for the championship belt there. There's a couple of Brazilian nerds too. So, um, yeah, the fighting nerds, they're pretty good coming out of Brazil. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be a fun weekend of sports here. Excited to get going, and like I said, day baseball every day. So tune into our spot. Hit the books pod, Instagram, uh, Twitter, TikTok, wherever you get your social media. We're also gonna be live on Sunday, I believe, this weekend to go over some MLB games. We had a good viewing the other day. A lot of people tuning in, so make sure you head over there. Remember, hit the books pod Sunday morning. Catch you guys there. Mackie and I are out. Thanks for tuning in.